Okay, part 5.2. This is customer research. All right, guys. To better understand your customer, you need to ask these following questions. Who am I speaking to? What do they value? What are their beliefs? What are their biggest frustrations or fears? Who don't they trust? What hasn't worked for them? What do they want to achieve? All right, see these bold keywords: who am I speaking to? Value, beliefs, frustration, fears, trust, hasn't worked, achieve. These are all things from a customer avatar mind map will allow you to be a better marketer, to speak to the audience like as if you know them. Because that's the best form of marketing, is when you speak directly to the customer's heart. You know exactly what their problems are and you provide the solution. The problem with ineffective marketing is that they don't know who they're actually talking about, and they're not speaking the language that these people talk. You know, it's so far removed from the problem at hand that it doesn't resonate whatsoever. There's no emotional connection, or they're completely off. And it's like, I see a lot of marketing people advertise to marketers, but they fail because they don't understand how the marketing lingo works. Like, I've literally talked to thousands of brands and customer owners about their projects. And at the end of the day, they just know bullshit. They don't care about the fluff. They just yeah, how do you do it? Like, I don't care how it's made. Just show me the results at the end of the day. And I just want this thing to sell. Like, they just care about the money. And so when you can lead with that, then boom, you've perked up their ears. But if you get them all, worked up on something else that doesn't even matter to them, then you're not gonna convert. So here's a breakdown of a customer avatar that kind of gives you a much clearer perspective of who you're speaking to. And when you do customer research and begin to actually do the analysis, you kind of have to put you have to put a customer avatar in place, okay? Because when you're creating a message, when you're creating, I would say, a video, you want to think of the person behind the screen who's actually watching it. Who is that person? And you want to be talking to that one person, okay? So who am I speaking to? For example's sake, I'm talking to Jenny. She's a female, 46, lives in San Diego, California. She's divorced and has 2 teenagers, all right? So that alone provides a lot of context of who this woman is and what her background is. And even including a photo like this, she's smiling, she's putting her arm up. She clearly has stretch marks, but she looks like she's happy. What does Jenny value? This is another exercise. Freedom and independence. Children, she values her children. She values her career. She values her physical improvement. She cares about her health. She likes eating healthy food. She cares about personal growth, all right? This is already, okay, so if she values all these things, then she's going to want her information presented in a certain way, all right? It's going to be empowerment. You're going to want to make sure that all of your ingredients are clear, I would say healthy or organic, and the certifications and all that stuff are going to be very valuable to her. What are Jenny's beliefs? She believes that life is abundant, and she believes in women empowerment. She believes in being self-sufficient. She believes everyone is beautiful in their own skin, right? So for her, it's very important for her to feel empowered. And so if you, from a brand perspective, make Jenny, by taking this product, feel empowered by taking your product, you can say things like, I don't know if this is true or not, but, we've helped X amount of women. We donate to different charities that help struggling women get out of abusive relationships or whatever, or unhealthy situations. That's empowering. That's super empowering. And so if that lands with Jenny, that's going to be a home run for her. That's going to be like a box checked off. She'll be like, oh, well, I totally believe in that. And that's something that I want to invest in. Next, what are Jenny's frustrations or fears? Jenny hates she doesn't like scammy companies. She's been scammed before. She hates being lied to. And she knows that there's a lot of crappy stuff out there on the internet. And she's appalled by that. She's repelled by it. Okay. She fears adverse reactions to poor quality ingredients or not getting results, right? These are either things that have happened to her already, which becomes, a fear, or something that hasn't happened yet. Okay, that could be a fear. And a frustration is something that she's done countless times before, and she just can't seem to get a solution out of it. So there's a difference there, but both of them, obviously, when presenting this, you want to come off established. You want to show that people are getting results. You want to show that your ingredients are high quality, because those are going to be her, I would say, what's the objections? Everybody has objections when going onto a website or checking out a product, especially if it takes some consideration. And this is going to be a big one. Who does Jenny not trust? Okay, she doesn't trust big pharma. She doesn't trust the government, and she doesn't trust unverified claims, because she knows there's so much stuff circulating out there on the internet. She doesn't know what's true. So she really, on the opposite end, she values verified claims. She values independence and freedom. She values, natural supplementation, right? Those are the opposite of all these things. So if you have that, then boom, that checks off other boxes. What hasn't worked for Jenny? Typical over-the-counter products, cheap stuff on Amazon, following recommendations from all these different people online, but realizing, everyone's different. Everyone's body and skin is different. So these are all things that you can embed in the copy. Obviously, when you do a longer selling, I would say longer form of selling, but these are all potential angles, guys. This is things that will be more ammunition for you as a creative. What does she want to achieve? Imperfectly perfect body image that she's proud of, full confidence and pride in her appearance, success, so she knows she can tell. She wants it to work, so she can tell everybody. That's huge. That's where you get into that loyalty advocation stage with the customer journey. And the product works. She's gotten results. Her friends have gotten results. She's going to tell everyone. Okay, that's the best form of marketing. And not a lot of brands can get to that point, because the product needs to be good. It has to work. And you've got to have a great brand. All right. To be an effective editor, marketer, or salesperson, you need to empathize. This whole thing was just a big lesson on empathy. All right. Marketing, sales, all of that is empathy. Even video creative, it's empathy. You're not doing this for yourself, guys. You're not creating things to entertain yourself. You're doing it for somebody else. So you have to empathize. You have to put yourself in their shoes. Analyze these people, and then create the message for them. When you get a clear picture of someone else's life, then you begin to speak to them where it matters. Okay. Right here in the heart. Okay. Here's a quick little example of before customer research, trying to do customer research. It's blurry. It's kind of hazy. You're not sure. And then on the right is after. You know exactly what she looks like. You know the color of her hair. You know how she smiles. You know how vibrant she is, right? When you just jump into something and you haven't done enough research and intel, you're just going to get a blurry perspective. It's not going to be as clear. When you begin editing without doing your due diligence, you're simply just assembling parts with very little intention or accuracy. Very important to remember. Very important.